about who should go next. I play as someone they know as Gish, who is a goblin alchemist.
I'm your ever beloved Jay. I am playing a half elf named Mornar.
My name's Claire, and listeners might remember me as a guest star from a bajillion years ago when I played a gnome ghost with magic powers or something. But I will be playing Delicia Fairshadow, a elf monk bullet dancer.
Okay, so we have our four players and our four characters. Like I said, this is our first foray into Pathfinder, and there are numerous rules differences. So if you're unfamiliar with Pathfinder and you are familiar with fifth edition D&D, you might spot some things that are significantly different, but the intent, the role playing, the storytelling stays the same. So, without further ado, let's get started. It has been 3 days since you have left Eladir, climbing into the back of one of Bort Bargith's wagon, bound for the faraway Andorran capital of Almas. Bort, the smiling caravan master, has cut your travel cost to only a handful of coppers so long as you promise to protect the wagons should any trouble arise. Fortunately, your journey through the hinterlands of Isker has been quiet, even if the ride itself has been far from comfortable. As you broke camp this morning, Bort announced you should arrive at the town of Etrin's Folly by nightfall. He promises a comfortable bed for the night as a reward for a long day's travel. That said, the caravan's teamsters share a chuckle between them, trading knowing glances and subtle nods. Soon enough, however, you've broken camp for the day and are on the road again, the wagon bouncing and creaking along the uneven trail. Now, at this point, you guys are on the chain of wagons. We'll say there's 10 wagons sort of bumping along, laden with goods and materials. Like it said, you guys didn't have to pay hardly anything, just a few coppers, because you're essentially, you've been hired as guards. You are the guards of the caravan. The teamsters are there for moving the wagons and the goods. They'll help out in a pinch, but that's not really their thing. So as you're either sitting on or walking alongside or doing whatever you're doing to help protect the caravan, you have seen each other and you know each other. So explain how the caravan and each other sees you. What do they see? Not just physically, but sort of posture-wise. And what are you trying to give off, and what are you actively what sort of energy you putting out to the world? Is what I want to ask. And we'll go in introduction order as well.
I'd say Gene Remington is trying to give a bad boy vibe. He's got his leather jacket on, sometimes has the collar popped, but just looking mean and tough and sexy.
Gish is nothing like that. Gish insists on being called Dr. Gish. He fancies himself a healer, so he's just walking around and making sure there's no one injured. If we were attacked, Gish would certainly not be on the front line, as maybe Gene Remington would be, but trying to help folks out. No one has been injured, so it's pretty pointless to be doing this, but that's Gish's deal.
Mornar is probably trying to out sexy Dean or Gene or whatever the name is for that character. He's got long blonde hair and it's kind of silver on the sides, and he's like every once in a while standing as tall as he can on the caravan, so he's like is taller than everyone else, and he's very just like in your face, and everything he says is over the top and dramatic. And I didn't say earlier, he's a swashbuckler.
Delicia gives off edgelord vibes for about half a second upon seeing her. She is upsettingly tall, is how I would describe her. She wears a kind of like a trench coat, French highwayman's coat, with also a popped collar. So if we all coordinate the popped collar thing, we can be the popped collar squad. But upon getting to know her, or really just upon her opening her mouth at all, she is a gregariously friendly individual who uses her kind of demeanor towards her advantage.
Okay. So as you guys are going along, this is, you're traveling, like I said, through the Isker countryside. Not heavily populated. Every once in a while you come across a small farm or an isolated village. Hardly a village, really. Usually just a collective of 4 or 5 houses that are stationed close to each other so that they can lend some mutual aid when not working on their crops or tending to their flocks. The trail itself winds through a pretty temperate land. There's frequent light rain, and as you're riding along, you can smell like fresh grass and damp earth. There's almost always some breeze, never strong winds, but always a little bit of a breeze. As you go through and you're cutting through across streams and through little thickets and forests, you are on a mostly okay road. It's dirt and a little bit of maybe gravel, so it's not like a wilderness trail, but it's not a cobblestone road or anything. The game along this road and in the area apparently was almost hunted to extinction during the last war, but it's starting to recover. You're seeing deer and you're seeing rabbits and various birds of prey and stuff along. There are other members of the caravan, however. The ones that, well, all of them essentially consist of the proprietor of the caravan, Bort Bargith, the dwarven merchant. He has a large beard and is a friendly sort of guy. Seems to be pretty honest, hasn't done anything too shifty for you guys, but has a number of, we'll say, less than plausible stories about his time as a merchant. Crazy things that have happened or absurd situations that he's survived through his own cunning and not luck at all. He seems like a good guy, but maybe a bit of a truth stretcher as far as it goes for entertainment value. There's Cookie, an old elf male cook who has been the cook that you guys have mostly relied on for the journey. Not one that you would consider highly talented, but capable of taking local ingredients and whatever slop he had left over from the last meal and turning it into something palatable, if only barely. There is a female gnome, Glunda Grapeleaf, who you've seen, but probably none of you would have interacted with. She manages the animals on the caravan, and she doesn't really want to talk to people at all. She talks to Bort, and she talks to the overseer, Tamley, who I'll talk about in a second, but generally only if she has to. Mostly she talks to animals.
Okay, I was going to ask that very important question if she talks to the animals.
Yep.
But, okay.
2 teamsters that you have interacted with a lot are Ulf and Ulf Redfrin. These are a pair of human male teamsters. They are twin brothers. They like to wear identical clothes whenever possible. They sound alike, and they fully intentionally try and fool people into believing they are each other as often as possible. A noted thing that they like to tell people is, while they've never actually had the same girlfriend at the same time, they both have always had the same girlfriend at the same time. They're high energy and a little bizarre, and their pranks can get annoying, but, they're company. And then finally, there is Tamley Grent, who is the overseer. She is a female half-orc She is basically the chief in charge of this operation. While Bort is the boss, Tamley is the fist that makes everyone do what Bort says. She's the one who's screaming orders. She's the one who's thinking on the fly. He hired her to be the bad guy when he doesn't want to, and she excels at that role. That's not to say that she's a bad person. She's just a little bit of a, she's a business first type of person. So she's not looking to make friends with anybody. She doesn't care. She wants to get money. She wants to get the job done, and she wants to be done with her job at the end of the day and be allowed to relax without people bugging her. That said, as you guys are going, what would each of you be doing with the caravan?
Is it moving right now?
Yeah, you're going along.
I could be talking to, was it Cookie?
Cookie, the old male elf.
Do you even know how to make pies?
Well, I wouldn't say I don't know how to make thighs. I've cooked all sorts of chicken thighs and fowl thighs, duck thighs, and pig thighs. And you bring me a thigh, and I'll...
Pie, as in pastry. Dessert.
Thigh pies? I guess I've made meat pies, never exclusively with thighs.
Have you tried fruit instead of thighs?
Fruit thighs? I don't know. I'm hard of hearing. The fruit flies they've always been there. It's because of all the rancid fruit in the back of the cot. That's why it's the fruit flies. They hatch. They like to go after the fruits that I use for the pies. The fruit flies like the fruit pies, but not the pies, more the rancid fruit. Cookie, as you know from having interacted with him for a while, is very, very hard of hearing. He tilts his head to the side to try and catch more of what you're saying, because one of his ears is totally deaf. The other one is mostly deaf. But there are rumors from some of the other members of the caravan that he's not hard of hearing at all. He just likes to fuck with people.
It's always good talk there, Cookie.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't had a clock in a long time. Gish, what are you doing?
I'm just probably slowly looking around for anything that I might like any kind of, I don't know, herbs, or not really herbs. I'm trying to like make more poisons for the blow darts that I have. So anything, looking around to see if there's like happens to be nightshade or any poisonous kind of things I can turn into poison for my darts. Mostly.
Well, let's see here. Exploration activity. What would I say? Oh, no. That's much better.
I think we can all agree you can never have too much poison. So.
Yeah, you want to roll me nature?
Not really. 11, because I have
11.
a -1.
You find some dandelions, and you pull them out of the ground, and you recognize that the root could be used to make a nice tea. So since the root's good for tea, the rest of it might be not good for something. And you think in a pinch, you could probably chew it up and stuff it in somebody's wound to make them not feel very good. But that's about the extent of it. You know, it's not poisonous in and of itself.
I'd probably go ask Cookie for some hot water to make some tea then.
Okay. Let's see here. Mornar.
Probably just walking around, mostly talking. He's talking to himself, but like out loud so everyone can hear it, because he doesn't actually care if anyone is talking to him. It's just about talking, you know? And he has unprompted popped his collar after seeing someone else with a popped collar. Uh,
3 popped collars.
and
Jesus Christ.
standing up, jumping up on the wagons every once in a while and looking around and just going things like, yes, that makes sense. And then jumping down again. He doesn't care if anyone's listening to him. He just wants to talk.
Okay. And finally, Delicia.
So Delicia's got that collar down because temperature with everything. You know, the wind is only so much with this big old coat on that she's got. What were the name of the twin brothers?
The twin
Ulf.
brothers were Ulf
Ulf?
and Ulf Redfrin.
Ulf and Ulf. So in between times of cleaning the musket that Delicia carries with her, she is trying to talk with Ulf and Ulv and just kind of get to know them a little bit better. Asking, you know, so I'm a little curious on something. If I pinched one of y'all, would the other one be able to feel it? Is that how that works?
Well, it's very likely that one of us would pinch the other one in the same place. We must often find that if we don't feel it, we feel uncomfortable until we both feel it. Yeah, that's mostly true. Go ahead, kick Ulf in the balls, and then I'll kick him in the balls so that we have both felt like kicking him in the balls. No, Ulf, that's nonsense. Do not say that.
Can I hear that? Do I hear it?
No, you're up a few wagons by Cookie.
Oh, damn it.
Well, I don't know if necessarily kicking y'all in the balls would be a good idea. But I mean, if you want me to, I guess. No, I'm not gonna do that. Y'all are just so cute, though. I figured you probably had some kind of weird, like, brain connection or something.
No, we're not that kind of twin. We're more like the oh, look at him. He has such similar hair, and he has such similar hair type of twin. We look alike.
Gotcha. Okay, so no magic powers or nothing.
No, we're both magic. And they both nod, and one says, "Watch as I break this ring," and sticks his fingers interlaced with his other fingers, and then the other one does the same thing, and they put their hands behind their head, and then they're like, "Oh ho 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 ho!" They pull their hands out, clearly having just slid their fingers apart, but they do it simultaneously. As though they're both amazed at each other's ability to do it. And they're like, "Oh, you can do that? Oh, I thought that was just me." And it's a bit they've clearly practiced, but they're very into it.
Delicia does what she can to kind of play along and acts incredibly surprised and says, "See, this is why I don't trust twins."
Okay. The caravan continues. And again, it's not hard road for the most part. You can let's see here. You can hear Bort sort of pressing everyone on. He does want to get to Etrin's Folly by nightfall, and so the pace is picking up a bit. And everybody is sort of like, they don't seem all that excited about where they're going. But he's telling them like, no, we have to go. We got to get there. It's not good to be in these woods in the dark. And he's pressuring the caravan. Did you guys have any questions? Anything else that you were wanting to do? Anybody else you were wanting to question or interact with? Each other even?
Not yet, I think, for me.
Okay.
I don't think Dr. Gish wants much to do with the guys who think they're very handsome, clearly, and are having a handsome off.
Handsome off. That's what it is, yeah.
It'd be the worst fucking handsome off campaign ever.
As you're going, I mean, the day goes on. The sun continues to move across the sky, but the road is getting muddy and sort of shitty, and it's slowing things down. And soon, daylight becomes twilight. Normally, you guys would have already stopped and set up a circle and gotten camp done. But no sooner does the grumbling start than Bort says, he yells back, "We're almost, maybe an hour and a half. An hour and a half is all before we get to Etrin's Folly. Almost to Etrin's Folly." No sooner does that call fade from his lips than the area nearby begins to echo.
I don't like the sound of that, not one bit, no.
It's clearly wolves, but they don't sound quite right. Something odd is going on. The horses are spooked, and you hear them lurch forward only to hear a curse occur from the back, a shout from Ulf. And he goes, "Oh, fuck!" And the sound of cracking wood rings out. One of the wheels had gotten stuck in a rut in the road and has actually snapped. And you're going to have to stop and fix the wheel.
Could I roll would that be nature?
To do what?
See if that was like normal wolves?
Yeah, you can.
Ooh, that's a good roll. 6.
That sounded like normal wolves.
Okay.
With the shout and the cracking wood, Bort and Tamil call the whole caravan to a halt to go and try and get this wagon fixed. Are you guys headed to the back? Are you staying in the center? Are you all spread out? Are you grouping together? What are each of you doing as the wagon comes to a halt?
Bort's and go ahead.
I'll go help with the wagon because I'm not worried about the weird wolves since they're normal wolves.
I am up on one of the caravan things.
Do me a favor, because you've been climbing up and down all sorts of different ones. Let's roll a luck check to see if you were on the one that got stuck in the rut.
Okay.
You just got to beat a 7.
Beat it.
Okay. You were up in the middle somewhere.
I'm trying to find, because I know I have forest lore, but I don't remember what it does or how it would pertain to this.
It won't help you fix the wagon faster.
Oh, no, I wasn't worried about fixing the wagon.
But it might help you identify.
The normal wolves.
Yes.
Which breed?
It looks more like it just lets me travel through the woods easier.
That makes
like
sense.
dense forestry easier. But I'm trying to find that for sure.
Gish?
Oh, I just shout, "Kevin, come!" And a little corgi comes and I can mount him. So I'm just riding on top of a corgi now.
Headed which direction? Front or back?
Not front. Definitely not front. Back.
Okay.
Bort was in the back.
Bort was in the front.
Bort's in the front.
He is shouting at the back to get the wagon unstuck, but he leads from the front.
Gotcha. Okay. Delicia is going to go from kind of a sitting position on one of the wagons to standing up. Her musket kind of does one of those nifty rifle drill spins and then winds up being leaned against her shoulder in a fluid motion. She's like, "All right, time to work for my discount," as she tries to start looking around towards the direction of the wolves while heading back towards the wagon in the back.
Okay. As those of you who are headed towards the back head there, howls spring up from all around the caravan. Probably at least a dozen, maybe more. 3 specifically, mangy wolves creep out of the nearby forest at the party, which has gathered about 3 wagons from the back. But you know there are others around, and you can hear the sound of the various teamsters shouting for help as wolves come out. And I need everybody to roll initiative.
Oh, where is that even at?
One of the things that's fun about Pathfinder, and I've brought this up to you guys before, but this is our first episode, so I'm going to bring it up in episode, is Pathfinder very explicitly calls out that if you want to use something else for initiative, you can do that as long as you can justify it. So an example would be, had one of you been an expert in wolves, or felt like you would have been, you could have rolled nature for your initiative instead to say, those howls, those are the pack surrounding their prey, they're getting ready to attack. I would have known that they were getting ready to attack. Another one could be, I suppose, something along the lines of history. If you knew that this was a particularly dangerous stretch of road for wild animal attacks or something, as long as you can justify it, you can make the roll with a different stat than just your initiative. Delicia.
Would survival work, being as Delicia is definitely like Wolf Sound's wagon has stopped, where we could very well be in trouble.
I will give it to you specifically because before I brought this up, you said time to work for my discount.
Yes.
Which implies that you sensed trouble coming.
Yes.
So yeah, you can roll survival.
Okay, I gave that a roll, and it looks like it's a 19.
19. That is not bad at all. So let's get the get this set here. 19 for Delicia. What everybody else get?
I don't even know where the thing is on this app.
Gish got 5.
What's the general stat that you use for
initiative?
Yeah.
Probably it's dexterity plus
Okay.
proficiency would be my guess. But let me double check, because it's going to say somewhere on here where initiative is. About level proficiency. I don't know. Offense, defense, gear, skills, spells, pets, feats. I don't know. This is a good example of one of those things that I just don't know yet. Let me look here and find DC adjustments, game mastering. Well, that's odd. Just, yes, I know what initiative is used for. How do you calculate it? Initiative. Initiative. Yeah. Let's try this. Roll simple, call for it. Initiative and stealth. Batch initiative. Oh, perception. Perception is what you use for initiative.
Okay.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Oh, neat. That would have been
Cool.
the same as my survival check.
I got a 17.
Okay. That's easier.
I
So
got a 6.
17.
Yeah.
That's what I expected from you.
Mhm. was a nat 1 roll, so
And then what Gish get?
5. And I have a +3.
Okay, and the wolves got a 7, a 22, and a 17.
Well,
so let's that really. And okay, so we start with the wolf, who is going to go after, we'll say, one is going to be Jean. 2 is going to be Mornar. 3 is Delicia. And 4 is Gish. And that is a 1.
yes.
Jean. Going after Jean. What a surprise. The wolf charges forward and begins to try and bite you. That is a 13 to hit.
Nope.
Nope. Misses. As its jaws snap next to you, you can see its eyes are sort of wild. They don't even necessarily seem to be focused on you. And a little bit of froth is dripping from its mouth. But the froth itself is sort of a sickly green color. It definitely doesn't look like this wolf is healthy.
can I roll another nature check?
On your turn, you can.
Okay.
So
That'll be
it is Delicia's turn.
Where exactly is Jean at the moment?
So I'm going to say
Am I able to see that
That-
whole?
you are you're the closest to the back. So if we imagine that you're all next to a wagon, you're past its back wheels. Jean is past its front wheels, headed towards its back. Mornar is in the dead center with Gish between Mornar and the wagon on his
And-
pony.
Because I'm
Gotcha.
up on the wagon still, right?
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah,
you'd be
I
on
was-
top of the wagon. So it's
Yeah.
you're on top of the wagon and Gish is at the same point in the wagon, but on the ground next to the wagon
With Kevin.
with Kevin.
I will ask this question: what is distance to Wolf?
About 15 feet.
15 feet. You know what? That's close enough for musket range. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a shoot. Delicia takes a knee, braces the butt of the musket against her shoulder, and sights it in and fires.
Okay.
Oof. That's a 9.
Oh, that's not a crit fail.
That's not a crit fail.
I need a crit fail from the gun. Okay.
I mean, it'll
No,
happen.
a 9 misses.
Yeah.
Your shot goes wide. And the wolf, its hair sort of stands on end. It was very clearly planning to eat Kevin and Gish,
Mhm.
but now it wants to kill the threat, which is the thing that made the thunderclap sound.
All the better.
So you have 3 actions.
Okay.
That is a Pathfinder thing. You have 3 actions that you can take. You can move, 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 attack, 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 move, attack, move, attack, move. And there's lots of different other actions that you can take. The main thing that you need to keep in mind is if you keep attacking, there's a stacking negative towards multi-attacks,
Gotcha.
which I believe starts at -6 and then -8.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, then I'm going to, after failing that shot, I'm going to close the distance to the wolf. And I'm going to use my reloading strike. So effectively, I'm taking the musket and swinging the butt out from under it, trying to hit the wolf. And we'll see what happens if I wind up making that hit or not.
Okay.
So it's effectively working based off staff rules, and that means that I got a 16.
16 hits.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Alrighty.
Okay, so you are loading and striking at the same time.
Yes.
So walk me through exactly, because it's a musket, right? So you have to
Yes.
shove something down the barrel. Are you
Yes.
hitting it with the thing that you're shoving down the barrel and then ramming the gun onto it? Or are you hitting it with the gun and then shoving it down the barrel while it's braced against the wolf?
I am so effectively I'm swinging the butt out from under using my left hand as a fulcrum. It is going to lock into position so that the butt is almost like in a jabbing downward motion that I'm going to just knock into the side of this wolf. And as it comes in and hits with the end at the wolf, that's when I'm then going to load the round into it while it's in perfect position with the barrel facing upward at a 45-degree angle-ish. So,
okay. Roll damage.
looks like the damage that I got is 4.
4 damage.
Yes.
You basically clearly feel your gun sink into the wolf, where you snapped a pair of ribs off doing this, and you've just sort of rammed the gun, a blunt object, you've stabbed it with it, which it hasn't broken through the skin, but has just pulverized a chunk of the wolf. The wolf is not down, but it is definitely in bad shape. Would you have anything else you're going to do for your third action?
Was closing the distance and then being able to use that second attack, right?
So yeah, that would have been, I guess, attack, move, attack.
Yeah, it was attack, move, attack. So my turn is over.
Okay, and then we get to Mornar's turn.
This cart, is it like, just so I know what it looks like, is it just random goods stacked up that I'm on?
We're talking
or is it
like
a
Oregon Trail type of wagon. The
and I'm on
covered
top.
wagon. It's exactly what you picture when you think of your 5th grade project to make a wagon for the Oregon Trail.
Okay, and this rabid wolf is just right down below, basically?
Yeah, there's the one that is from you, like 20-ish feet, because at the ground it'd be about 15 feet away, that is engaged with Delesia. There's the one that's only like 10 feet away that's right at the bottom of the cart attacking Jean. And then there's a third one that's also 20 feet away at the edge of the forest that right now looks like it wants to kill Delesia.
Okay. I'm going to throw a knife at the one next to Delesia.
The one that she's attacking or the one next to her?
The one she's attacking.
Okay.
Because that's the one that's 10 feet, right?
I believe so, yes. Okay.
So I'm going to throw a knife at it. And that is going to be 16 to hit it.
16 to hit. I think that hits. Let me check one thing first. Is there a penalty for attacking into somebody who is engaged in melee? I don't think so.
I would have literally no clue.
I cannot deflect thrown objects at this time.
I'm not seeing that, and I'm just going to assume that... Wait. No. We're just going to say no. We're going to say that it being preoccupied with the person that it's already fighting balances out the added difficulty of throwing a knife without hitting the person that's there. We'll say those equal each other out because I'm not seeing it. However, that may change in the future if I do find a rule about that.
Yes,
so just
please.
To say,
please do so we know.
The knife throw does hit, though.
Okay.
And that is the one that was already attacking her, so roll damage.
It's not going to be much. Just a little throwing knife. Hey, almost max damage. 3 damage.
3 damage. 3? Oh, no.
That's all right.
3. The wolf, you throw the knife, and it hits home right in its eye socket. You literally, for a moment, watch the eye turn, and it slices the eye as it's turning through the knife, and the howl and the paw that comes up to try and pull the knife out, and the wolf is thrashing and snarling, but it's not dead. It just wishes it were.
Okay.
So that's horrifying.
Yeah.
Don't worry,
It
Wolf.
is. Yeah. It's Wolf number
I-
2's
Well,
turn.
technically, it's still my turn, right?
Oh, yeah. No, it is. Because that was
Okay.
only your first action.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do a fucking dope ass flip
Okay.
off of the cart thing.
You wanna roll acrobatics?
Hell yeah, I do.
Now this is your swashbuckler thing, right?
Yeah, I have
You
to
have
do
to
cool
do
things.
like fancy bullshit in order to build charges for stuff.
Yeah. So it's a 15 to accomplish this dope ass flip.
15 to accomplish a dope ass flip. Let me double check, but I'm gonna bet that that's good. Now let's see here. Where is it? There's my screen. DC. Let's see here. It sure looks like that's simple DC. Yeah, that's good. That's a 15 is a trained acrobatics move. So you do a full-on flip and you land. Do you say anything when you do this?
Something like it's just a little puppy. Something
Yep.
fucking stupid.
Yeah, no, that tracks. That sounds like something that I would hear in a bad movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm going to pull out my rapier and just give it a little stabby stab.
Okay, and this is the one that's right down to the bottom of the cart, getting ready to attack Jean.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that is, what is that? Oh, that's not very good. That's only 12.
12 to hit. 12 whiffs.
Yeah. I would think so.
It misses. The rapier blade slams into the wagon, splintering wood. Jean, right nearby, realizes that if you had missed by much more, you'd have killed him, because that was a hell of a blow.
I was dizzy
Sadly,
from the flip.
It hit a wolf.
I was
Yeah.
dizzy.
Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. It is now the wolf that is attacking Delisia's turn. The wolf is frenzied and upset beyond all measure. I
Understandably.
can't begin to describe how fucking pissed off it is. And it is going to try and make a bite attack. Ooh, that's much better. That is a 21 to hit.
Yes.
I need you to make a fortitude save.
Oh no.
Fortitude of 17.
17 passes. You get bit for 3 damage, and you are immediately beset upon by fleas. Fleas leap in a literal, like, physical wave of fleas latch onto you as it bites. Everywhere where its
not the
jaws
fleas.
pierce your skin, the fleas pour into the wound, just trying to nuzzle their way into your body. The fortitude save was you basically taking your hand and nails and just scraping the whole chunk of skin and fleas off and shucking them to the side. You have removed the fleas and thus the sickened condition that comes with having them. Good job on that fortitude save.
Yeah.
Then the wolf is going to attack again because they also get to do that if they want. Needs to roll good, though. That's a 17 minus 5. That's a 12 plus 6. 18.
Yeah.
And that is 5 more damage.
Whew.
Fleas again pour onto your skin. Can you make another? Oh, no, wait. Technically, I should make you wait until your turn. So I will. Fleas pour onto you. Fighting.
Great.
Then it is another wolf's turn because between 17 and 6, there are no other players. Well, between 17 and 7, there's no other players. So the wolf at 7 is going to decide if it wants to get in on attacking Delicia, or if it wants to go after the flippy guy, or if it wants to go after the tasty goblin morsel. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 1 Delicia, 3 goblin morsel, 2 Mornar. That was on my keyboard. That's 2 Mornar. The wolf charges in and goes to make a bite attack. That is a 23 to hit.
Woo! That hits.
And it's 5 damage, and the fleas pour into the wounds.
Gross.
Gonna make another bite attack. That one misses for sure.
Okay.
I mean, we can go through the game of +6, and then -5 on the 4 that it rolled, but it's not gonna hit. So the wolf ends its turn there, and we finally get to the bottom part of the order here. Gene.
Ooh, I get to do stuff. Because there's one right in front of me that attacked me, right?
Yep. And actually, there's one within 5 feet of you that is attacking Mornar.
Well, I'm going to use my dagger to try to stab the one attacking me.
Stabbity stab, go for it.
Okay, just trying to figure out what the fuck I'm doing. That'll be a 19.
19's going to hit.
Okay. And 7 damage.
7 damage. That is a brutal hit. With a knife?
Yeah, it says I have a D4 plus 4.
You ram that knife home and just basically began trying to gut this wolf while it's alive. Its entrails are spilling out, and out with them comes more of that sickly green froth. It appears a large amount of its blood is this sort of tainted look. It's not dead. Somehow it's still ongoing, but it looks like it's being eaten alive by acid. It just looks in bad shape.
Oh, yeah. I was going to roll a check on the wolf to see if I knew what was happening to it.
So far, you've only attacked once. You still have 2 more actions.
Okay, well, then I'll attack again, and then I'll do the check.
Okay.
I'm going to use my other hand with my knuckle duster and punch it.
Okay. So you'll have a -5. That's what the second attack is, by the way.
Yeah, mine has it
unless it's an
automatically.
agile weapon. Is it agile? The knuckle duster might be agile.
Yeah.
So it's only going to be a -4 for that, I think.
Yeah, it says +7, +3, and -1. So I can. So that would be a 15.
15 is going to hit.
Nice.
No matter how much you roll, you do enough to kill it.
Okay.
So, how are you killing this wolf with a knuckle duster?
I'm just gonna bash its fucking head in.
Are you like delivering an axe chop, like noon to 6, hand coming down like a hammer?
Oh no, it's gonna be like gutting him, and then I'm just gonna roll him over on the ground and just beat his face in.
Like ground and pound. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The knuckle duster just crushes the wolf's snout. You don't take damage, but you feel burning all over your hands from the caustic sort of acid that is in this wolf's body.
Okay, and then I'd like to roll a whatever kind of check that would be.
You can choose and explain whichever one you'd like, as long as it's a good explanation. I'm thinking investigation, nature, arcana, perception. One of those would be the easiest to tell me how you know and all that.
Do we have investigation, or do I just not have investigation?
I don't think it's a thing.
Is the investigation not a thing?
It's not. It's not my character.
I don't see it anywhere either.
Oh my gosh.
Well, mainly, I'm trying to see if it's something besides an actual wolf. Like,
okay.
I wouldn't know about like disease, I don't think, but more of like curses or werewolf or something.
Yeah, we'll say you, from your prior experience, I'll let you roll. Do you have a lore?
I have a undead lore.
Yeah, we'll let you use that as sort of a more broad occult sort of thing.
I do have occultism too.
Oh, that's perfect then. Because that's what you're talking about. You're trying to see if it's a werewolf or something like that.
22.
22. You are going back through the legends and tales and things you've encountered, and as you're mentally going through them, you're like, nope, 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 nope. This seems very organic, and not organic in the sense of natural, but in the sense of it doesn't appear to be magical in nature as much as it is more of anatomical or medical. You would guess science more than magic was involved in whatever has happened to this wolf. And then there was Gish.
So how badly injured do I almost said player name instead of Delicia and Mornar look?
I guess that's, you guys shouldn't. I would like you to avoid using direct health totals or even things like, I look like I'm about 30%. But feel free to give creative identifiers that are all but that.
Is anyone
Delicia
bleeding? Is anyone...
Yes. Delicia looks upsettingly winded and also is like constantly, I don't know how well you can see her eye line, but she is constantly looking down at that wound with the fleas in it and is like, kind of yucked out.
Mornar has, you can see he's got one really bad bite that's bleeding pretty profusely, but he seems to be pretty able to handle it so far.
Jean looks like a badass and hasn't been touched.
Yeah, don't care about Jean at all. Okay, so Kevin and I would go over to Delicia and try to help. I have an elixir of life that I guess, I don't know how I would maybe just like pour it down her throat so she doesn't have to use an interact action.
Let's look at that.
Good thing we know all the rules for this.
Yeah, right?
There's a lot.
Okay, so there's emergency medical assistance, so medicine. Are you trained in medicine?
Yeah.
You are trained in medicine? So as a trained action, you could use healer's tools on somebody, but you want to give them an actual item, correct?
Yeah, ideally, I would love for Delicia to be able to drink this thing. If not, I can give it to her and then also do a medicine. Giving it would probably be an interact action and then a medicine action.
I think so, but I'm just want to see, because I bet you can just give somebody one.
Sounds like that would be an interact and then probably one for me to use it if need be. I just don't know how that's going to factor with a dog in front of me.
Yeah, I'm going to say, activate as an interact action. So you can give the potion to her. She'll have to use it on her own turn.
And there's a dog that goes before her. Okay, well, I'll give it to her and I'll do a medicine to patch up whatever I can, whatever way I can.
So let's see here. Medicine, trained action. You spend at least 8 hours caring for a creature. Nope.
8 hours.
That's trained too. Treat wounds, 10 minutes. So there's a battle medicine as a feat, but you can't. There's nothing you can do with medicine in an action.
Well, I really wanted to help. I guess instead, I'm gonna throw alchemist fire at the wolf that's by Delicia.
Okay. Throw some of that alchemist fire.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
This is again the wolf that has become blinded in one eye and had most of its ribs snapped on one side.
So I throw alchemist fire. It's a 22 to hit. It ignites when it's exposed to the air.
The wolf is dying. It had 1 health point left. How are you just lobbing it at the body of the wolf?
Yeah.
It sees the alchemist fire, and in a glimmer of recognition of what it is, the wolf leaps into it, letting out almost a sigh of relief as the pain and agony between what appears to be acid blood and a knife in its eye and a bunch of broken ribs releasing that acid blood into its muscle tissue all combine into it just wants to die. It's more than happy to have this opportunity to make sure that it burns into ash. However, as it is dying, you recognize that it stays alive way longer than it should have. It stays way past where it should have. It should have died pretty much immediately. And it's not like it was still dangerous, but something is keeping it from just expiring. Probably the same thing that kept the acid from burning it up is keeping the alchemist fire from immediately just killing it.
Are we dealing with like a John Carpenter's The Thing style conflagratory burning wolf that's just like horribly screaming and roaring?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. Fun.
However, at the end of Gish's turn, from within the woods, the alpha wolf appears. This wolf glows sort of green. From its jaws drip clear, or not clear, but obvious bright green acid that sizzles as it hits the ground. The lower jaw of this wolf is just bone. All of the flesh has been melted away, and along its neck and down its body, patches of its skin have burned away, revealing muscle tissue, bone, and in a few places, even organs. It doesn't seem to be bothered by this at all. And it's going to roll initiative now. That is a 22. So it's up at the top. Hey, it's taking the spot of the one that just died. Perfect. However, that's only 2 wolves now because you guys killed 2 of them. So we've got that one's gone and that one's been replaced. So at the top of the order, the caustic wolf goes. And the caustic wolf is going to use... which one will it use? It's going to first run to try and line up Delicia, Gish, and we'll say it can't get all 4 of you. It can only get 3 of you in a line. So let's say everybody roll me a d20, and whoever rolls the highest isn't going to get in the line. They'll be outside of it. Nat 1. Well, we knew you would be there.
18.
A 2 or an 11?
11.
18.
18?
I got 15.
Yes.
Okay. So Gish, thank God, is not in the line of caustic acid that is breathed out by this wolf. It opens its mouth and begins to essentially barf acid in a 30-foot line, spraying like a fire hose out. As it shoots out, I need everybody except for Gish to make a reflex save.
22.
Wow.
18.
27. I'm an expert in reflex.
Well, you got to meet or beat a 16. So you guys all dive out of the way of this acid. So you'll all only take half of 7, 14. I'll take half of 13, so 6 damage from the acid spray as it breathes this. Having done this, you can see that the glow along all of its fur and body has dimmed greatly. It almost looks like a regular wolf other than its size. You would presume it probably can't do that repeatedly, or at least not without some charge time between. And with that, we go to Delicia's turn. You are closest to this wolf.
How close am I to the
You're
wolf?
like 5 feet.
5 feet to the big one that just showed up. Oh,
You were the one that it was immediately like.
Need to kill that one is what it said about me. So if it's 5 feet away, I really don't have a chance to be able to probably. Can I take the elixir of life?
You can, yeah.
Okay.
So another thing about Pathfinder that I want to note, and I don't want to mislead you guys because some enemies do. Very few enemies have opportunity attacks.
Gotcha.
That is a special thing that dangerous enemies have, and only very specific player classes get.
Gotcha.
And even the ones that do get it, a lot of times it doesn't work just like, oh, they move 5 feet away. It's triggered by specific circumstances, like they cast a spell in range, or they try and use an item in range, or they do X, Y, or Z. So just because you're right next to something doesn't mean you shouldn't try and get away, unless you have some concern that they are a very dangerous combatant with a specific trigger.
Okay. Well, then Delicia is going to, after taking the potion of life, the elixir of life, is going to stand up, make sure that the label on the potion is facing towards the camera as she downs it real quick. What does that wind up giving me?
It gives you 1d6 hit points plus 1. So I rolled 4 for you.
Okay.
And you get a bonus to saving throws against diseases and poisons for 10 minutes.
Oh,
I guess the bonus is also plus 1.
Oh, yeah. So you do have to take 1 away from what... Well, no, that's not your roll. So that was Gish's roll, so you're safe. But those fleas have sickened you. So you have a -1 to everything. But now you have a +1 to everything from the potion. So it balances out. But you just need to make that fortitude save to get rid of the fleas again if you want to do that. Although that does take an action, and you've already used 1.
I am going to... So that was how many hit points I got back then? 4 or 5?
4.
Okay. Just recording that. I'm going to make that fortitude save to try to get those fleas off me. That's probably a yes, 18 plus 6.
Yep.
So,
Again,
yeah,
you scrape into the wound, clawing out some of your own skin and flesh to make sure you get those fleas, and just chuck the ball of flea and skin onto the ground. Sort of splats, but traps the fleas within the hunk of meat.
Yummy.
And I think for my final action, I am going to turns towards Gish, say, "Thanks, buddy," take a knee, brace my musket, and at more or less kind of super duper point blank, aim straight into that wolf's mouth and pull the trigger.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so let's take a look at ranged attacks at
Uh,
melee.
Nope. Nat 1.
Nat 1? Oh boy. On the gun.
Good thing you just healed.
Woo.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a
Yeah,
look see here.
I don't know what the rules are on this for that. On mine, it was jammed. But I don't know what.
Shot from the wrong side.
I was gonna say I don't know if a
Blows a hole
musket
in your
jam
shoulder.
necessarily. I think a musket jam is just a horrible gunpowder
Just
explosion.
yeah, I think that it's probably going to be something like that. So let's give me again another second here because I'm learning all this along with you guys.
Sure thing.
Musket. Is this a flintlock musket?
It is.
Okay, flintlock musket. So interesting. On a crit, the die goes up to a D10. And you add an additional damage die of the listed size.
Wow.
Oh, okay. So it's 2d10 damage that's going to be getting dealt. And let's see here.
It's essentially now a grenade.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
So let's take a look here. It doesn't have any specific call out for a crit fail condition, which makes sense. And actually, this is an important note. A nat 20 and a nat 1 are not critical successes or fails in Pathfinder.
Okay.
This is good for me to remember. Beating the DC by 10 or missing the DC by 10 are critical successes and critical fails.
Okay.
Now, I would say in a normal case, just missing the DC by 10 would not be enough to cause you to hit somebody else. A nat 1, where you also miss the DC by 10, will get worse depending on how much you miss this DC. So the DC you're trying to hit here, in this case, is an 18.
Jeez.
So you miss it by 10 and almost 20. So it's going to explode. And the question here is, does it fire a projectile or does it explode in your face? So let's play the 1d4 game here, Claire.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna say, looking at the party here, Delicia's 1, Jean is 2, Mornar's 3, and Gish is 4. Roll me a d4.
3.
Mornar it is. Roll me 2d10.
You kill me. Swear to God.
8.
8. Okay. The musket backfires. The round goes wild as it flies out of Delicia's hands. And the ball, it pings off of something before it hits you, Mornar, but it does hit you for 8 damage, which is probably not good. That's enough to be, you know what? Gish better have another potion ready, because that's not good news.
Yeah.
And Delicia,
Sorry.
that rounds up your turn, I believe.
Yeah.
Mornar, you're wounded.
Grievously wounded.
Yeah. I am grievously wounded.
And you have the original wolf that was attacking you still right in front of you.
Okay. Guess I'm gonna stab him.
I'm gonna stab him.
You get hit by a gun and you just stab.
What the fuck else am I supposed to do?
I love it.
That is a 16.
16. 16 hits.
Okay. That is 11 damage.
11. You slaughter the fuck out of that wolf. That wolf is
Okay, hell yeah.
just you blow right through it with the rapier. It did.
Sorry,
You
10
still have
damage.
2 actions.
Is 10 damage still enough?
Yes.
Sorry, 10. I have actions.
Yep.
Okay. What's left on this battlefield? I know there's the main
There's
wolf.
the big wolf. That's it. It's right in front of Delicia, but it's the only one left. However, you do hear wolves attacking and being driven off all around the caravan.
I'm gonna do like a fucking dope ass front roll. And at
Roll
the end,
me acrobatics.
I think I actually have to roll performance.
Oh, performance. Okay. Yep.
Performance. I just looked. It's performance. And so what it does is, just so we understand it, you gain panache during encounters. You do a performance check, and if it exceeds the will DC of an observing foe, the foe is fascinated, and that's how I gain the panache.
You're doing your okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
my performance is, that's a 15, so 21.
Yeah, that beats its will of 6.
And
the wolf literally tongue lolls out through the bottom of its jaw because it, just bone, and it's like, it is astounded that you're doing this, and it doesn't understand why, but it finds it just amazing.
And how far away is this wolf from me still?
From you,
Because all I did
it
was like a
5
dope ass
feet, 15.
front, like a
Probably
front roll.
like 10 feet, 15 feet, somewhere in that range.
Okay, so at the end of this roll, as I'm rolling, I'm gonna take out a knife and I'm just gonna chuck it right at the wolf.
Okay.
Do you have
And that-
catchphrase?
I actually didn't think of a catchphrase on that one. Let me see here. Where's my knife at?
Have a
holy
knife
shit.
day.
Oh, that's Jesus Christ, 25.
Knife
That was a
to
dope ass
meet
front
you.
roll.
Okay. 25.
Uh,
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
1d4. That's a 3, but I don't know if it does extra damage if he is fascinated, if I've gained enough to. When you strike with flare, agile finesse weapon or agile unarmed attack, you deal 2 additional precision damage. If the strike is a part of a finisher, the damage is 2d6 precision damage. So I don't know if I just add 2 to that or how it works. I'm still kind of
I'm trying to
confused.
remember exactly because there's like it was a binary, right? There wasn't a pool. You either have panache or you don't have panache.
Yeah,
So you drain your pool if you
when I
want
use
to,
it.
and
Yeah.
you get to add 2d6 to it.
Yeah, let's do that. So that's 3 damage, and then I'm going to add 2d6 to this throw.
Okay.
So 3, 6, 9 damage.
9 more or 9 total?
9 total.
9 damage. This wolf is hit very hard, but it's clearly tougher than the other wolves and seems okay. But you have managed to get its direct attention.
I'm so fucked.
You are if they don't do something about it, because
So fucked.
is
Kill the wolf.
a scurry wolf. And then it is Jean's turn.
That's the only one left.
That's the only one left.
All right, I'm just gonna charge it.
Okay, you get to it. That takes an action. You run. You basically leap over Mornar. I'm assuming you've got a knife in one hand and a knuckle duster on the other.
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm gonna attack.
Okay.
That is okay. So if I use my action for running, does that mean my first attack is at?
No,
That's
only multiple attacks add together for the
Diminish it.
penalty. Yeah.
Okay. So that's a 22.
22 is going to hit.
And that's 8 damage.
Ooh, it does not look good. It's still standing, but it's not in good shape.
And now I'm gonna punch it. Oh, nat 20.
Nat 20. So what's the total there?
That's just a +3, so 23.
23. Not enough to beat its AC by 10. So No critical success there, but it is definitely a success.
And another 8 damage.
Another
Fucking
8?
max damage on both
Fucking
of those.
8?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh shit. You stab this wolf, and as it lets out like a horrifying gurgly howl, you basically bring your knuckle dusters up and just disintegrate its lower jaw and punch it in what is essentially the soft palate below its brain, because it doesn't have any of this to protect it. You just like, and your fist explodes into the cranium of this wolf. And pretty soon you're standing there with the weight of this wolf on you and your head in its brain cavity. When you twitch your fingers, its legs twitch and shit. You're fucking with its nervous system. It's dead. It's dead. You can hear, as you kill this wolf, panicked howls from all around as the wolves flee from the caravan. And it sounds like at least some of the members of the caravan crew were hurt. You can hear like, oh no, Ulf, are you okay, Ulf? And other cries around you. You may have fought the wolves off, but the caravan still needs to get the wagon unstuck and recover. But that is where we will end episode 1 of the Golarion campaign. So, thank you for listening, and join us next time. Bye-bye.